Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. In this video I'll be showing you how to crochet this beautiful flower garland. There's no lights in it, it's just crocheted flowers and the string. I'll be using two colours. I'll be using peach and green. Can't remember what brand they are because I've taken the labels off. We're going to need a 2.5mm crochet hook, a tapestry needle and something to cut your yarn with. So let's begin. For those who follow me, you will know that I use US terms. I'm just going to clarify that for those who are new and don't know it. I'll be using US terms for all my crochet videos. So let's begin. I'm going to start using the peach for the flowers. So we're going to start by making a magic ring or a magic circle, however you call it. And we are going to chain one. I'm going to place 10 half double crochets into the magic ring. Yarn over, into the ring, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops on your hook. That's one. Make 10 half double crochets into the magic ring. We'll finish this off camera and come back when I'm done. When you've finished your 10 half double crochets, pull on the tail to close the ring. We're going to slip stitch into the first stitch of the round. You can always count backwards the stitches 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Slip stitch into the first stitch. Now we're going to move on to round 2 with a chain 1, and we're going to insert 2 half double crochets in each stitch around. So we're going to increase the amount of stitches to 20. That's 2. 2 into the next, 3, 4, 2 into the next, 5, 6. That's 2 half double crochets in each stitch around for a total of 20 stitches. I will finish this off camera and I'll be back when I'm done. When you finish round 2, slip stitch into the first stitch of the round. Now, right now I like to sew in this end, so I don't need to turn the work inside out, and I'm just going to weave it quickly, just through a few stitches backwards and forwards, and then cut the tail off. Now let's move on to round 3. Rounds 3 to 6, they are all the same. It's starting with a chain 1, and it's a half double crochet in each stitch around, keeping your total of 20 stitches. So that's round 3 to 6 with a half double crochet in each stitch around. I will finish this off camera and I'll be back when I'm done. When you've finished your 6th round, we are going to slip stitch into the first stitch of the round. Now we're going to move on to the petals. I'm doing pointy petals, but I'll show you how to do round ones in case you want to do them like this. So I'm going to show you the wavy one first, and then we'll move on to the other one. So you're going to, not in the stitch where you slip stitched, you're going to go straight into the next one, and you're going to place 5 half double crochets. 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you're going to skip a stitch and then slip stitch into the next. So it creates a little wave like this. Then you're going to slip stitch into the next, and 5 half double crochets into the next. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Skip a stitch, slip stitch into the next. So you're going to repeat this all the way around for a total of 5 petals. I'm going to undo this because I'm using pointy petals. Excuse me. So we're going to go into the same stitch, not the one that we slip stitched, the one next to it, and we're going to place 3 half double crochets. 1, 2, 3, we're going to chain 2, 1, 2, and we're going to slip stitch into the second chain from the hook, and then place 3 more half double crochets into the same stitch. 1, 2, and 3. Skip a stitch and then slip stitch into the next. Whoops. And it gives you the little point. And we're going to slip stitch into the next. Each petal has a slip stitch, half the petal, and then skip stitch, slip stitch, and then you're going to start again, slip stitch, and then into the next you're going to do half double crochet, 3 half double crochets, 2 and 3, chain 2, slip stitch into the second chain from the hook, and then 3 more half double crochets into the same stitch. It's 1, 2 and 3, skip a stitch and slip stitch into the next. So this is what it'll look like. You're going to repeat this all the way around until you have 5 petals. So I'll just remind you again, you slip stitch into the next, 3 half double crochets in the next, chain 2, slip stitch into the second chain from the hook, 3 more half double crochets in the same stitch, skip a stitch, slip stitch, and then you'll have space for 2 more petals. I will finish this off camera and I'll be back when I'm done. And when you've come to the end of the last petal, we're going to finish it. I'm going to skip a stitch and slip stitch into the last stitch, and then I like to place in another slip stitch at the beginning of the first petal, and then I'm going to pull the yarn through and leave a little tail, and this is your flower. I'm just going to sew this end in. I have made 15 flowers in total. You can do as many as you want, depending on the length of the garland that you want. I'm just going to go back into the stitch at the back, and I'm going to weave it through on the half double crochets here on one of the petals. And now we can, I like using the 2.5 because it holds the shape better, whereas the bigger hooks you might get like squished like this too quickly. So I've made my 15 flowers, and we're going to move on to the vine. If you watched the latest dream catcher that I've made with the vines on it, it's the same technique, same kind of leaf, so you'll know how to do it. So we're going to start with a slip knot, and we're just going to create a chain, but you don't have to follow the numbers that I'm following. You can do it however you want. I'm just going to go show you how to do it. So I'm going to chain 20, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 20. This is the starting chain area where you tie. We're going to make a little knot here, so we've got a loop. So I'm going to take my first flower, and if you look at the top here, you have 10, so I'm going to connect it on opposite stitches. Oh, can you see it properly? So I'm just going to go into one of the stitches here and make a single crochet, and then into the stitch opposite, right there, I'm going to make another single crochet, if I can go in. There we go. And now it's attached. Now I'm going to make 10 chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now I'm going to do a leaf. So I'm going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. I'm going to do a partial double crochet into the third chain from the hook. Just going to go through 2, and then I'm going to yarn over and go through into the stitch again. Pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and then yarn over, pull through all 3 loops on your hook. And then we're going to chain 2, slip stitch into the second chain from the hook, chain 1, and then you'll have side stitches here, 1, 2, right there, and 3. So I'm going to go into the second one. I'm going to make a slip stitch, chain 1, and then slip stitch back into the base chain where we did the partial double crochets. And there's your leaf. So we're going to chain 10 again. 1, 2, and then we're going to connect another flower, sorry. So if you wanted to have larger gaps between the flowers, then go ahead and add more chains on either side, or just do the flower where you want. I'm just showing you how I'm doing mine. I'm going to take another flower and pick a stitch to make your single crochet. This one doesn't want to go. Choose a different one. There we go. Single crochet, and then single crochet into the opposite stitch, and then chain 10, and make a leaf. So I'm going to hold the 10th chain, and I'm going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, a partial double crochet into the third chain from the hook, pull through 2, you'll have 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, back into the chain, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and then yarn over, pull through all 3 loops, chain 2, slip stitch into the second chain from the hook, oopsie, chain 1, slip stitch into the middle side stitch, chain 1, and slip stitch back into the base of the leaf, and then chain 10 again, and add your next flower. So this is what it's going to look like so far. I'm going to finish the rest off camera, and I'll be back when I'm done. I have just attached my last flower. Now, because I haven't done a leaf on the 20 chain at the beginning, I'm not going to do one here. So I'm just going to finish it with a 20 chain. I'm going to pull my yarn through, cut it off, and then I'm just going to make a loop, and then just tie it around somehow that all my strands are staying together, like so. We have a little hanging loop, cut the excess off, and that's it. It's all done. Just push them all back to shape. And this is what it looks like when it's all done. Ignore that crack in the wall. Thank you very much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one.